What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. I'm going to break down what's going on with the economic calendar going into next week, why next week is going to be very crazy, especially as we have Donald Trump imposing more tariffs, which you should be watching for in the charts moving forward. But just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. The offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, now let's talk about the markets. So, as far as SPY is going, we're seeing a very, very big downtrend that's been respected for the last couple of days. There was an anomaly, which was the market saw 6 red days in a row, which is very, very uncommon unless we have some kind of like economic catastrophe. So in that case, this was a very rare to see SPY dump this many days in a row. And then what happened today was I mentioned to you all that if we could hold 585, I'm looking for a bounce, especially because PCE data was aligned with expectations and the market liked that. So this was mainly a technical move. We were due for some kind of bounce, and that's what the market saw so far. But the question is, will this bounce last? Will SPY continue to rally to all-time highs, or is just going to be like a temporary push before we see more volatility and possibly another dip move? I believe that it's possible we go a little bit higher, but then I think there's going to be a lot of moments of volatility, just like what we saw over here. I think it's going to happen because of Donald Trump's tariffs and factors like this. So let's talk about Trump's tariffs and factors like that in just a second. One more thing, just know that the market got a very beautiful bounce. We saw big tech in the green, finance, health, technology, everything was bouncing. Nvda, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon, Tesla. Even Tesla saw a nice green day. That's the first time in a while. We were due for this, and finally the market got that bounce. This is also a good way for the market makers to squeeze shorts with all the puts expiring at a 2.62 put to call ratio, at least for SPY specifically for today. So what's happening with Trump's tariffs? Okay, I want to clarify a lot of confusion about them. There's a lot of confusion about the dates. I'm going to make everything very clear in this video. So on February 26th, Donald Trump said he's going to delay the Mexican and Canadian tariffs to April 2nd. So a lot of people may still be thinking that's the case, but that is not anymore. Because a day later, yesterday, February 27th, Donald Trump actually said that he changed his mind and the tariffs are going to be going into effect on March 4th. So that's the latest thing that Donald Trump said. On March 4th, next week on Tuesday, he has more tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and even on China. So let's make that very, very clear. That's what Donald Trump is planning on doing. The tariffs that take effect are going to be imposing 25% tariffs on all goods from both countries, with some exceptions here and there, aside from like Canadian crude oil and maybe natural gas, which only have a 10% tax. Keep that in mind. Donald Trump made that very, very clear. So that's what's going to be very, very big for next week. It's going to be tariff week. March 4th is when they should be implementing them. I'll see if this causes some downside for the markets. It's possible we get another dip if that's the case, because these tariffs may cause a little bit of fear here and there about prices, about how it's going to affect our GDP. And it's not just on these two countries, right? Canada and Mexico are going to be two of them. But Donald Trump also posted something on his Truth account. So right over here yesterday, it came out last night that Donald Trump, I'm sorry, I don't think it says it right here. I think right here is what I'm looking for. Donald Trump said on his Truth Social post right here that he's also going to be implementing an additional 10% tariffs on China going into effect on March 4th. So he's saying that on March 4th, right, on Tuesday, we have Canada and Mexico seeing 25% tariffs and an additional 10% tariffs on China. So that's very, very big news. Make sure you guys are ready for this. It may cause a lot of volatility. From what I'm looking at, these tariffs are going to be affecting agricultural machinery, large cars, pickups, crude oil, and a bunch of other products. So make sure you guys are ready for this. And then we have this news right here. Donald Trump also announced that he wants to impose 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum as soon as March 12th. So a week after next Tuesday or next Wednesday, the Wednesday that's coming up, 1 week after that, on March 12th, we're supposed to have even more tariffs coming out. That's going to be very big for the markets. I think there's going to be a lot of volatility. So maybe the market tries to rebound a little bit. Then we might see another rug pull. Maybe it bounces again, then another rug pull. It's going to be crazy, guys. So make sure you guys are ready for this just to be safe. Then Donald Trump has announced reciprocal tariffs going into effect on April 2nd. That means that the U.S. is going to impose the same tariffs on countries' products that the country imposes on U.S. products. So that's what he's trying to do. That's very, very big news that's come out. I think Donald Trump signed an executive order on February 14th to say this. That's very, very huge, and that's what's causing a lot more volatility. So more tariffs are going to be coming out. We also have Donald Trump making huge announcements about the European Union. He is saying that there's going to be a 25% tariff on cars and lots of different products on the EU. He also announced that it's coming very, very soon. Now, we don't know the specific date, but very soon that's going to be the case. He also wants to put tariffs on cars, pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, and then certain commodities such as like copper. That is big news. So this is like the timeline of Donald Trump's tariffs. The main thing is going to be March 4th for now, just a couple of days away. We have Canada, Mexico, and then potentially even China. We'll see if Donald Trump and if he delays these or not. So far, it looks like he does not want to do that. That's what he said as of right now. At the time I'm recording this, he does not want to delay them. He wants to do it on March 4th. Okay, so that's my clarification for all the confusion that's out there. As far as the EU tariffs go, I've seen a lot of talk about how this is going to be affecting mechanical appliances, electrical equipment, vehicles, aircraft, different kinds of instruments, not to mention lots of food products. We have wines, liquors, beer, dairy products, and the list goes on. It's going to be affecting a lot of different products. And then we have Donald Trump's tweets where he talks about the Chinese tariffs. I'm not going to go over the full details, but it's wild, guys. So next week is tariff week. Okay, we might try to push higher, but there might be another rug pull again. We might see another big dip if Donald Trump does impose these tariffs. I want to be very careful about that. I can't promise anything as well. It's a little bit tricky to predict this because this is a very unique environment we're in, and it's being very much just like affected by like fear and factors like that. So could we go higher? I think we might try to push a little higher if we could break 594. But then there might be another rug pull. The higher we go, there might be another move back down towards like the 580s. And then on top of that, what else is affecting us is going to be earnings. Earnings are not that serious for the week. We just have a couple of them, lots of retail, Target, Best Buy on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have Foot Locker and a few more. On Thursday, we have like JD, not to mention Costco and many others, and that's pretty much it. But please keep that in mind. For the economic calendar, keep in mind that for Monday, we have the ISM manufacturing numbers coming out. That's going to be very important for us. On Tuesday, we have very, very minor data coming out. On Wednesday, we have the ISM services data that's coming in. That's going to be very important. On Thursday, there's not really much data coming out. We just have like a couple of Fed speakers. And then for Friday, we just have non-farm payrolls. So there's a lot of data on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. That's also going to cause more volatility. And then the market's at extreme fear. Typically, when we're at extreme fear, we do try to bounce a little bit. So there could be some more upside coming. So maybe this is going to see fear subside just a little bit. I think we are due for that. So there might be a little bit of a bounce still coming to the markets, maybe on Monday. But even if we try to go higher, if we could try to hold above 594, I'm going to be looking for an attempt for 598, 595, then 598 in that range. But then even if we go higher, there could be another move down. What if this is like an inverse head and shoulders here? This is like a left shoulder. This is like our head. We go a little higher. We get another dump. We try to push up like this, and then we see like a move like this. That's like a hypothetical possibility, right? I can't make any promises for now. I do think we try to go a little bit higher. Then we'll see if we get a rejection with the tariffs coming out. So please keep that in mind. I'm anticipating a lot of volatility. That's what I'm seeing for now on SPY. We look temporarily a little bit bullish, but there could be another rug pull move. For the QQQ, very similar setup. As long as we're above 506, we could attempt to get up to 510, then 513. There could be a little bit more upside. And we'll see if we get some kind of rejection or not, but look for more volatility. That's going to be very, very key for the way we end up moving. But let's see if we can make an upside move. For the Russell 2000, we're looking at 215 as our resistance, not to mention 217. And we'll see if we form an inverse head and shoulders or a rejection or not from here. I do think we go a little bit higher for that 215 area, and we'll see what kind of move we end up making. For ES, we're looking for 5950 as our main supports. We have to hold this. If we do hold this, we're looking for an attempt for 6,000. So we could try to go a little higher, and we'll see if we get a rejection or not as we're at this resistance. So be very, very careful. We're back in this lower channel, at least for ES. Remember how we were talking about how we had these channels and we're trying to get a breakout? We broke back into it. Now we're trying to bounce. So we'll see if we hit this upper resistance and we reject here. I'll be watching that going into next week. For NQ, I think we go a little bit higher. I think we could be looking for a test of 21,000. If we break that, I'm looking for 21,350. Then we'll see if we reject off those levels, so just watch it very closely. For Bitcoin, we're on a bit of a downtrend here. We're looking for the support right here at 82,500. So we'll see if we dip and then bounce. So give this some time. For Nvda, I think this goes a little bit higher. I think we're going to try to get back to this resistance right here. Now, it's going to be around that like 126 area. I think we go a bit higher, and then we'll see how we end up reacting with this tariff news coming out. So I think we go a bit higher from here. Tesla as well. So the problem with Tesla is we're on a big downtrend. I don't think that this is going to be a big bounce. It's just a temporary move up, which Tesla was due for after so much downside. But I think we have a very, very big confluence. We have our 20 EMA, then we have this trend line. See the yellow line? That's basically where this channel happened to be. So we might be looking for a retest of that, which makes me suspect we might go a little bit higher for 302, and then we could reject off that. So we'll see. Does Tesla get back in the channel to be bullish, or do we just kind of push to 302 and then reject back down? Could go either way, but it depends on the tariffs. But I do see a little bit more upside, and we'll see if you reject. Apple is holding this trend line, the yellow trend line. You guys can see here, we're holding support right now. So it might continue to uptrend, try to get back to about 244, and we'll see if you reject. For AMD, we're technically on a downtrend. We'll see if we bounce back up towards like 100 and 104. So keep that in mind. Coin has resistance at 220. We'll see if that breaks or not. But I think we push a little bit higher, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get. For Amazon is looking at resistance at 213.8. If that breaks, we're looking for essentially 216. We're making lower highs right here, so watch this very, very closely. We're making lower highs and lower lows. If we break past 671.64, this could go a little higher. If we lose 658, we're going to be dipping lower. So I think this could go a little higher, and we'll see how this ends up going. Microsoft is trying to balance for 399 to 400. We'll see how it reacts. We have our 20 EMA's resistance. If it breaks this, we're going to 405, but I think 400 is coming for a small push. Google not looking that strong. I could see a small push for this resistance becoming, the support becoming resistance around 174. And then it's all just a matter of how we end up reacting. So I think the market goes a little bit higher. I think we have a little bit more potential to go a bit higher, but I'm not a permabull. I don't think we're just going to rally to all-time highs as of right now. I don't think that. I think that there's going to be a lot of volatility still coming with Donald Trump's tariffs, and we have to be very, very patient with what Donald Trump is going to be announcing. So get ready, guys. His tariffs may cause a lot of volatility alongside the data that's coming out. So be careful. Could we go higher? Yes, but we have to be very patient with this one. I also want to note that it's very tricky to predict what this market is going to do on a day-to-day basis. It's getting trickier because of so much volatility right now. So for those out there who are like lost, if you're like taking losses, if you're scared, I would recommend to just size down or even stay in the sidelines and wait. Because sometimes when you're day trading, there could be days where you just don't even enter trades because you don't see a good entry, or if you're uncertain, sometimes that could happen. That could actually save you from a lot of losses. Not financial advice. I'm just trying to put that out there. Be careful, guys. I'm here to support you. I'm here for you guys no matter what. And I just want to say that I wish you all the best for the weekend. I'll try to upload another video tomorrow. I might have a surprise for you guys if you guys watch my video tomorrow. It might be something very unique that's coming out. Until then, have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll be back very, very soon. Thank you for listening, and peace out.